Number 14, the discussion on the ambulance service with the Brewerton Ambulance District. Back in October of 2007, there was a ambulance district formed, and it was in regards to the Brewerton Fire Protection District, and this district was formed with a service to be paid $100,000 approximately, whatever per $1,000 assessed value. At this time, we are at the budget time and realize that this district was formed, but we did not receive any financial paperwork reports to the fact of where the money was spent, how it was spent, or the fact that we don't even have a contract. We've searched high and low, don't seem to have a contract with this fire district. A letter has been sent to contact the individual, Mr. Stassi, phone calls, and we have no response. So at this time,
we did get a response today. I'll have Brenda play it.
This afternoon I did get a phone call from Mr. Stassi. Apparently he was in England and getting back recently. So I did have a conversation with him, and he agreed to provide financial documentation. Like I said, it was pretty limited in what their budget, what they do with the money. So it's like a one-page financial report, but he was supposed to be giving that to us along with their corporate records. So we have not received that yet, as I just talked to him this afternoon.
did he indicate he has a contract?
No, he conceded there is no contract. So.
Okay. So at this time, open for discussion, but
We should have a contract going forward. The
Absolutely.
town law requires under the ambulance district that if you contract with someone to provide the service, the town could do it on its own if we had equipment and so forth to do it, but if you contract with somebody, you have a contract. We seem to have quote-unquote contracted with Mr. Stassi's organization, but there's nothing in writing as to the amount. When the district was formed, it was formed with a $100,000 limit. We can't go over that limit, but you can certainly go under. I've checked with the Town of Hastings, who is also part of that district, and they don't pay anything. So we need to get this resolved one way or the other. And we can put it on, we can do an RFP, and there's several ambulance providers out there that could possibly service this, and it might be worth putting out an RFP to get.
Should we wait until we receive this information from?
Well, I know that we can wait for the information, but I know there's no contract.
Okay.
So we need to get a contract going forward until 2011.
So we should put together an RFP to go out for an ambulance service.
That would be my suggestion.
Can we make a motion to adjourn this until such time as we get a contract in here?
But there is no
There is no
contract. They have no contract for a
But
year.
I'm sure they've got a copy of it.
No, they don't.
They don't have
No contract was ever done.
Period.
Right.
Tony,
That's what they told us.
when this was developing, they were represented by Mr. Paninsky, I believe. Pinsky.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking about a different area, but it's it's ambulance protection district, which was formed by referendum of the people living in that area. There was a vote, and those individuals voted to create this district.
Right.
My understanding is that they are a separate entity. They operate themselves, set their own budget, and we as a town would not have oversight of them. It's similar to the Cicero Fire Protection District. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think we need to research that.
I'll be happy to look at it closer, but I think all that was done was an ambulance district was formed, which just creates a taxing entity, so to speak.
Correct. So they tax their own,
We tax them based upon what we, have to raise to cover the cost of the district.
Okay.
Now, again, theoretically, the town could have its own ambulances. I mean, there are towns that are big enough to do
Right.
that. We could provide the service to that district, but we don't have that, so we contract out to somebody else to provide the service, and then we pay the district to cover that expense. The problem is we don't have a contract that says what they're going to do, how much they're going to charge, etc. All we have done in the last couple of years, my understanding is that they've sent a letter saying that we need $100,000, and we sent them $100,000.
which was levied from
Against the
that
people in the
district
district, that's correct.
that they voted to create.
Correct.
But the people that were levied, this assessment only live in the town of Cicero. But
Yeah,
the ambulance district,
No, they live in, part of it's in Hastings as well.
okay,
Brewerton and Hastings.
okay. So
According
it's
to
just,
the established district, it says to the property on Haven Circle, which is part of the town of Hastings.
Right.
but I thought you said Hastings wasn't,
But they're not paying anything.
They never went to Hastings and asked them for any money, so Hastings never sent them anything. But they are part of the district.
I'm sure there's a lot of other towns that would like us to pay for them too.
But the bottom line is, I mean, we should have, from this audit and control standpoint, we should have a contract that shows what we're paying and,
Absolutely.
how much and what we're paying for. We don't have that, so you can do it with this organization, or you can put it out for bid and see if anybody else out there wants to provide the service. So,
It might be worth a conversation with their attorney too.
I'd be
It was
glad-
originally created.
I know him, I'd be glad to talk to him. Do you want to hold on? Do you want to hold off?
I was saying, let's adjourn this until the next meeting, so we have an opportunity for reports.
And I'll speak to Mr. Pinsky and see if there's anything that we don't know about.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Simbriano?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Ms. Blakey?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, I think we're to 15, Wayne.
Yes, I put a note in your boxes regarding a gentleman, Mr. McCoy, lives in the crossings on Cody's Corner, that began construction of a shed, and we noticed that he started it. We asked him if he had a permit. He didn't have a permit. When he came in to apply for his permit, it was determined that the shed was in the drainage easement. As I said in my memo, it doesn't really affect the drainage in the area, but it is in the easement. And he has stopped work on the shed until this issue is resolved. Because it is in the easement, I'm asking the board's permission to allow it to continue in the easement, but that Mr. Picoy sign a lease or a release saying that if it was ever required to be work done in that easement and it was in the way, that it would be relocated at his expense.
Is it being constructed so that it would be up from flow, so water would be able to flow under it if that was necessary?
I haven't been out there, Judy, but I believe it's on a concrete pad.
And the drainage?
Okay. The homeowners here.
Hello, I'm Bud Peakway. Where I put this deal is, we've got a huge easement there. We've got a 20-foot in our backyard, and then our adjoining neighbors have 20 feet as well. And then I've got some mature trees that are actually behind where the shed is. I had no idea that it could possibly even be an easement. And I mean, the trees are probably 20 years old. Last year, last fall, the town came in and went through the easement because the drainage wasn't working properly. Because when they built the pastures out there, they didn't do a very good job as far as getting the drainage in there. They've since went through there without even getting anywhere near where my landscape beds were existing already, which is where the shed is sitting, and it now works fine. So I don't see how you'd ever need to, but in the event that you would, I would gladly move the shed.
So we do with sign and release?
Absolutely,
We just did work a couple months there.
yes.
Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
I'm the street up from that one. I'm on Cody's Corner, that one was, I think, Waco or one of those other.
Well, it was Cody's Corners too.
Yeah, Cody's Corner was last fall.
No,
This is
no,
another-
believe me, we just did.
Oh, really?
Cody's
Oh, it must have been on the other end then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, you're fine, Wayne, that it's at the other end and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're recommending.
I mean, it's on the edge of the easement, like you said, that's a 40-foot easement, that's an awful lot of room if you had to get in there and work. It is in a stand of mature trees. I have pictures if you want to look at them that Mr. Cody's given me, but I mean, I just went over them with Doug when you were in executive session, and he agreed with me that basically it's great.
Okay, and Mr. Picoy will sign a release or something?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I would Tony South, I mean, we'll need something.
I'll make a motion that we approve the shed within the easement at 8273 Cody's Corner, contingent upon the homeowner signing the necessary release prepared by our attorney.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Ms. Blakey?
Yes.
We should probably have a house warming or a shed warming party when we finish.
Sure.
Got to do it before it gets too cold, though.
Any other thoughts?
Yes, at the last meeting, I had requested a release of the bond for THF Realty regarding the landscaping of Walmart. That was tabled. I'd like you to review it tonight, act on it if you wish.
I have your statement, thank you very much. The statement says that all of the terms of the agreement were met, so I'd like to make a motion that we act on the recommendation to release the landscaping bond for $59,000.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Ms. Blakey?
Yes. Okay, in the absence of Mr. Wozniak, who is ill, Vern is going to cover his highway purchase approvals.
Okay, we have no emergency purchases. First thing on the agenda is an item for 3,500 stakes. Vendor is Brewerton Sawmill. Amount is $4,200 and it comes out of account code DB51424MB.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Ms. Blakey?
Yes.
Next is item B, cutting shoes, blades, and rubber edges for plows. Vendor is Oswego Tool and Steel, approximately $4,963.48. Account code is DB513055.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Ms. Blakey?
Yes.
Okay, next item is item C, which is seed, mulch, and fertilizer. Vendor is Merit Seed. Amount is $1,800. Account code DB511242.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Ms. Blakey?
Yes.
That's all we got today.
Okay.